Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm speaking from Delhi, and I've got how many? We've got 7 other gentlemen from different parts of the country, all ready to speak with you and talk about a very interesting subject: when big ideas chase little money. And we are living in extraordinary times, which call for extraordinary ideas. So I'll quickly introduce you to the panelists of the IHE 2020 webinar. We have Chef Manish Malhotra of Indian Accent Restaurants. Can you all hear me? We have got Mr. Rajesh Pandey, who represents the supplier side of the business. He presides over the Association of Resource Companies for the Hospitality Industry of India. And next to him on the screen, you can see Mr. Rakesh Kumar, the brain behind the IHE 2020 and IHE 2019. In fact, he made sure that IHE 2019 became the biggest hospitality show in our part of the world. And we are very thankful for him. He is also the initiator of this whole idea of IHE 2020 webinars. We welcome Mr. Rajesh Chaudhary, who's from Bangalore. His company does very interesting business. We'll come back to it. I will not reveal it right now. His company is TNS, a very established company in a very important line of business. We've got Mr. Narendra Somani, who is in the banqueting business. And next to him is Mr. Sanjay Khullar, who's the vice chairman of Seasons Catering. Now, Mr. Somani is in Ahmedabad, Mr. Khullar is in Delhi. We have very interesting, I'm sure we have very important insights to gain from the banqueting industry, because I can see a lot of the banqueting business getting hit because of Corona or COVID-19. And then we have the very important person on our panel, the General Secretary of the Purchasing Professionals of India, the Association of Purchasing Professionals of India, Mr. Aseem Mehta. Now this is a company, this is an association of purchase managers or procurement managers. They are actually, when we talk about big ideas chasing little money, I don't know which side of the fence are they? Are they on the little money side or the big ideas side? So let us see. I'll invite Mr. Rakesh Kumar, Chairman IEML. IEML stands for India Expo Mart Limited. Mr. Rakesh Kumar, please kick off the proceedings with your thoughts.
Good morning, friends, participants, eminent panelists, and the stalwarts of the industry, my members of the advisory board of the India International Hospitality Expo, president and secretaries, and the executive members of the various hospitality-related associations, panelists, Mr. Chef Manish Malhotra, Mr. Rajesh Pandey from PPFI, our Mr. CM Mehta, Mr. Rajesh Chaudhary, Sanjay Khullar ji, Narendra Somani ji, and the most important person who is our moderator and a very renowned person in the hospitality sector is our Sarish Bhattacharya. Friends, it is with absolute delight that I welcome you all to the second IHE webinar, whose theme, I believe, is just right for the time we live in. Doing business in the time of shrinking budgets, when big ideas chase little money. As I had said at the beginning of the first seminar, extraordinary challenges call for extraordinary solutions. I also believe that the human mind and the human spirit have that innate resilience that enable them come out of the worst of time with the best of ideas. Friends, human existence today is threatened by a virus of a kind we haven't seen in over 100 years. In these extraordinary circumstances, we must come up collectively with extraordinary ideas to rise up to the economic consequences of the COVID-19. And this collective churn, each sector will have to think for itself. Each sector must come up with the actionable big ideas after taking into account for the shape of the likely new normal, and no sector needs this intellectual churn more than the hospitality sector, because we are the most affected, which has been hit by a crisis like nothing before in our living memory. Friends, perhaps all of you are very well aware that IHE, India International Hospitality Exposition, along with the other industry association, Archies, Hotermai, PPFI, and many other have together already represented to the government for a stimulus package for the hospitality sector. We are quite sure, we are in discussion with the government, and we are hopeful that there'll be a stimulus package that would help. But at this time, it's very important that this is a time for self-introspection. This is a time for thinking about our own budgeting, our costing, our staffing, our multitasking, and lot many other ideas that we have to churn now at this time. And then we have to see that we have to come out with a solution so that we can fight really post COVID-19 is most important for us, because that is the time when we have to really have an economic fight, and we have a fight of existence. So with this, I hope that this seminar will definitely be a brainstorming for the industry leaders, and hope there'll be a lot of brainstorming in this seminar. Thank you very much for being with us today. And I hope that Sarish will be able to moderate in a way, and most of the question answer of all the participants will either be attended now or otherwise to be posted on QA section and later on to be answered by us. Thank you very much, and wish you best of luck for the days to come. Stay safe, stay fit at home. Thank you. Thank you, Sarish.
Thank you so much, Chairman, sir. I will begin the discussion right away with a question to Mr. Chef Manish Malhotra. You know, Chef, you are in the business of fine dining, and a lot of people today are, wondering whether the segment of the restaurant industry which will be hurt the most will be fine dining, because people will not be really in a mood to spend money on the luxuries of life, even after COVID-19 raises. We are out of the shadow of COVID-19 and we are back to normality. Chef, what are the challenges you are likely to face, and how are you preparing yourself for it?
First thing, I hope that everything becomes all right and people come out. We all have come out of this thing, and our spirit should not be dampened with this crisis, and we'll come out of it and celebrate it in a bigger way. But definitely people are going to save and all. From our end also, we have to think everything in a different perspective. First thing, the safety of our employees, the safety of our guests, and the mix that what exactly is people are going to look forward after this crisis. Because I'm very sure that there might be a change in eating patterns. There might be a change in people's perspective in terms of different ingredients, in terms of wines coming from Italy or Spain. They will say that we are not going to order wines from Italy and Spain. But anything can happen. So we really have to rejig our menu in such a way that it's a completely cost-effective menu, where
I think increasingly pricing will play a big role.
Save a lot of cost, infrastructure cost, food cost.
Who has problems?
Yeah, so we have to make sure that as much cost we can save, because we don't want to compromise on the quality. But the thing is, without compromising the quality, as much saving you can do in terms of everything, in front of infrastructure, food cost, beverage cost, labor cost, you really have to work on that.
Yeah,
and this is how it is.
we heard, I'll then jump straight to Mr. Aseem Mehta, who represents the Purchasing Professionals Federation of India, PPFI. He's the General Secretary of the Federation. Now, Chef Malhotra talked about how the time has come to really cut back on costs, and to give, consumers the same quality at a lower price, maybe, What do you think? Where do you think purchase managers can come into the equation and retrieve the situation?
Mr. Saurabh, with this time, I think the most difficult position which will be in between vendors, suppliers, or partners, what you call, and the management, with this purchasing people. Every organization will put stress on the purchasing guys to get the cost reduced, bring the best thing. On the other hand, supplier will have a lot of restrictions, lot of concern, lot of, their challenges which they will be also facing. Management are not going to listen. From the way the chef Manish was saying, you bring the food cost down. See, suppose you take example of an apple. Apple cannot be at 20 rupees a kg, If you have to bring down the food cost, you have to have certain price. The management will say, you please get it reduced. Heart to heart, you cannot go beyond a particular price. Same way, I think the capital players are going to full stop. Mr. Pandey and all that will be definitely big hit in the market, I'm sure, because no company will be having money to spend on capital thing. They will say, get it repaired, get it do this thing. So this is definitely, as I told just some time before, yesterday we had a very marathon discussion the way we are having now in our purchasing forum. And we are basically doing tomorrow again at 5 o'clock, where we are working out how the best ways we can look forward and propose to all the management and to vendors as well. This is the things you need to do, where we are going to come up with which you can bridge a bridge between vendor as well as the management. So definitely, I foresee a big concern for big stress as well as for entire fraternity or this thing, that we have to look something beyond. The way traditional things of procurement was going will definitely have a sea change. The time is not there that we will be able to follow traditional rules, traditional methods, or traditional procurement styles plus items. So this is what we are doing. Very soon, our website, in the PPFI, we are restricting all the vendors to suggest us the new products, which is cost effective. Like I can give you an example. Yesterday, when we were discussing, we are saying today we are using Himalayan water. Let's look for a second best quality water, which is like you can say Bisleri. The cost difference between Himalayan and Bisleri is as good as 20 rupees. So like this, lot of new innovative ideas, which will be on our website soon after the discussion we have with all purchasers. And we definitely need the support of all of you to come up and assist and help us out to all purchasers, to that we should be able to sail through smoothly. The time which is going another 6 months to 8 months, I think we all will be struggling. And I Mr. Rakesh Kumarji, this time the IHE which you do, we should definitely have a separate area which shows new products, cost-effective new products. Though it's not the time to think all these things, but I think you keep on your back of your mind that we need to have definitely a area where is new products, cost-effective new products stalled, something like this there. Or we should make mandatory to all the participants this year that you must show your new innovative products, which is a cost-effective. The way I give an example of water, same thing for every other thing.
Right. I think, Mr. Mehta, you have made one important point, and that is about capital projects. I think, Mr. Pandey, in fact, this is one issue which also came up in our first webinar, where Mr. Jatin Khanna of Marriott International said that, you can forget about any major capital investment happening in acquiring new machinery or new equipment. He said soft furnishings may be renovated, but hard, replacements or hard renovations are not likely to happen. In this market, Mr. Pandey, how do you see yourself coping with the situation?
Well, let me just introduce myself to the people who are here with us on this web seminar. My name is Rajesh Pandey. I'm the president of IHE, which stands for the Association of Resource Companies for the Hospitality Industry. We're a 350 strong body, and we have been together since 1985. At my personal level, I manufacture banquet furniture. Now, hotels and restaurants have always been our complete bread and butter for as long as we have been in business. COVID-19 has thrown up huge challenges in the sector and is perhaps the hardest hit. It's the hardest hit and will probably take the longest time to recover. So we as vendors are we pledged to work with the hotels and restaurants to overcome this crisis. In your well-being is our well-being. Now, I'll answer your question in two parts as to how the hotels and vendors can, how we can work together. The issue here is, we have to accept the challenge, what has come about. And one of the most important things is how do you survive this period, which is this likelihood of going on for 6 months, could go on for 9 months, because our customers, the hotel customers, everybody, and from all of the sides realize that there is not going to be much headway in business from traditional sources or sources from tourists, corporates, guests, restaurants, and MICE. It'll probably take 6 to 8 months more. So therefore, how does the hotel, most important thing in any business is revenue. You must get revenue from whatever sources you can. And I have I feel that looking out of your window and seeing what are the other methods by which you can increase revenue for your hotel, you will see everybody benefiting from that. Some of the things I can always suggest as far as getting revenues is concerned. I think the people who are in this business, all of us, must understand first of all what are the strengths of a hotel, banquet venues, restaurants. The most important thing is you have a very valuable real estate. It's worth crores of rupees. You need to monetize that. You have infrastructure of highest quality and ambience. You have trained manpower, and you're super specialists in F&B mass production of food and services. Now, I was attending a webinar yesterday about housekeeping, and I learned and I find that a couple of hotels are now already becoming what is called as COVID-proof. The housekeepings are rising to a standard which is so high that even the hoteliers are learning today what is COVID-proof and COVID-proof. So now, you need to use your resources, go to new avenues for revenue. That's what I'd suggest, things like, I can give you very many suggestions as to what all you can do, but I'm sure a lot of people already know, like outsource, like, you are not going to get guests coming into your hotels. So what do you need to do? You need to go out of your hotels. Go and look at facilities management, things like that. Keep your teams running. There's so much facilities management happening, and you are the experts in this. Go and look for facilities management, mass food services. I was hearing another company yesterday. They're already supplying. They've done this tie-up with the Swiggy and for the restaurants in a 5-star hotel. They supply 2,000 meals. So these are ways and means by which the hotel will get income. They will survive. We will survive accordingly.
Fantastic. This is some very, very real solutions to the problems you're facing.
One other panelist yesterday in another video told us that in their room, and it's a 5-star hotel in Bangalore. They said that we have empty floors. So what we have done is we have given out 150 rooms to PGs. The high level of PGs. They're paying 30, 40, 50,000 rupees a month to stay there. So 150 rooms for 6 months they're booked. There are other companies which have taken up contracts for 200 lunches to corporate sectors for the next 6 months. So you guys will get income. We'll all get income together, isn't it? And there are so many ways in which you suggest us how our associations and vendors can get together with you. We can, if you're doing things outside your offices, you want support from our side. We can give you equipments which are much better, which you can hire from us. Various amount of things we can do. So these are some of my suggestions. I hope the most important thing, Sohiji, is that the industry is together. We are part of an ecosystem. None of us should fail. But most importantly for everyone, and you are the front for everybody, we must have revenue for hotels. How you get the revenue is we have to think out of your box. Everybody has to think of that. Paisa kahan se aayega?
I think that is the biggest question today.
You got to think whatever way you do it. Yaar, paisa chahiye, shaam ko galla chalna chahiye. We do that. Galla chalega. By the evening, you'll have money. You'll see happiness on everybody's face. You won't find depression. You won't see job losses. You won't see us vendors also saying, "Yaar, order nahi mil raha."
So, Mr. Kullar, you've seen hotels. You've been an independent entrepreneur. You run hotels too, apart from a banqueting business. Tell me, I'll focus on banqueting with you. How will banqueting be hit in this market? And what are the creative solutions are you coming up with to get around these problems?
Okay. I would say the banqueting catering is going to be hit very badly this year because the mindset, because of this COVID-19 and the fear, unless we don't get out from this fear, we will not recover. So what we need to do, I think our government need to do test, and the instant test and the vaccine. Once we get out from this fear, I think then we'll be able to come out and fight all together like we all association of catering companies, all vendors, we need to fight, be together to understand each other's problems, to see how emotionally, physically, and financially we can help each other at this moment to take our business rolling after October slowly. So things can be better. But between you and me, if you're talking about high-end weddings, people who are paying lakhs of rupees for the venues and doing big numbers of weddings, that will definitely change this year or maybe for another year. Why? Because people now high-end who has money today, his mindset is middle class. If I go to the today modern bazaar to pick up, I am also thinking what to pick up and to sustain for another 6 months. So the mindset is changing completely, and this fear is going to take long to get out. Whether if I go to the party, I might not get the virus. I should not go to the public area. This fear is already inside everybody. Till the government comes out with a clean solution that we are a clean country, we have done the test, we have only these many people, we have the vaccine. I think after that, things will start rolling slowly. But this setback which we have in Indian economy, which will take about 3 to 4 years to come back. For that, we all need to learn to give training to our own boys for new SOPs, because see, we can change the technology and get machinery and get a lot of equipment for sanitizing equipment, high-end kitchens, and a robot to serve so people are not in a human touch, social distance is maintained. But that's not the solution. India is back with so many humans and labor. We need to give them work to get the economy in place. So we need to do more of a learning and teaching to our staff. Our back of the house is become the focus. People say, oh, when we have a wedding, put this many flowers, get Shah Rukh Khan, get this sound, spend so much of money. I would rather request everybody to focus on back of the houses, focus on logistics, focus on temperatures, focus on sanitation, training of distance, socialization in the functions, so people get confident. Well, I saw lately that Abu Dhabi has come out with a very nice cubicle at the entrance. So anybody comes in, gets the sanitized, which I think we should do that. Instead of putting so much of money in front, we should now focus to put our little money in sanitization, training, back of the house. If we do all that, I think we will come out much faster. And the SOPs and hygiene is now, even for the customer, we should also make them aware. If you're sick, if you're not well, please don't attend the function. Please don't come, because 500 people, and if I'm not well and I'm entering the function, which is not right. So this is, I think we all together, to our staff, to our customer, to guests, to all our vendors, because I understand all the payments are stuck on vendors. If you're importing equipment, your timeline of 60 days has gone to maybe 120 days. So your money is stuck, and they're all facing an issue. To help our vendors, we should start getting no credit from a customer. We get our money instant so we can pay to our vendors so they can roll in some money to start from September onwards and get a positive feel. I think this is the way only we all have to work together and be together to make sure we come out from this fear and this economy loss and boost the economy of India.
I think the very, very important point, Kullerji, I think there is need for this intersector. I mean, within the sector, you need intersectoral participation. I mean, banqueting, suppliers, fine dining restaurants, QSRs, everyone should sit down and figure out their problems and their solutions, But backend is, you talk about backend. I think that is going to be very important, especially.
Our focus is backend now.
Yeah.
But there's a new company. Yeah, continue.
Yeah. So, I'll come to Mr. Somani. You are also, you're associated with the National Federation of Catering Companies, Now, Mr. Somani, Ahmedabad we always look to Ahmedabad, we always look to Gujarat for creative solutions, in such, in matters of such, whenever such crises happen. What is your point of view from sitting in Ahmedabad? What are some of the creative ideas you're thinking about?
First of all, I think that people are more negativity. First, get positivity in your mind. Nothing is going to happen. See, आज I will tell you in Hindi में कि Indian people बहुत जल्दी भूल जाते हैं ये बीमारी चलेगा 6 महीना प्रॉब्लम इंडस्ट्री को 100% है 6 महीना सर्वाइव करने के लिए बहुत जरूरत है लेकिन ऐसा नहीं है कुछ खत्म हो जाएगा ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है आपने पहले भी ऐसे काफी चीजें देखी है मैंने तो 30 साल में काफी देखे हैं and see basically problems comes in everybody's life and I have seen many problems since 30 years but हर solution तुरंत आ जाता है और ये इंडियन लोग तुरंत भूल जाएंगे आप क्या सोचेंगे आप 3-4 महीने बाद रेस्टोरेंट में खाना खाने नहीं आएंगे आज दिल्ली में सदर बाजार में लोग शॉपिंग करने नहीं आएंगे everything is going to be normal see first you have to it will take time but in a 5 to 6 months I think that everything will be normal and people will be on track people will spend where people will go आज शादी में लोग किसके लिए दो चीज के लिए करते हैं मेहनत घर के लिए और शादी के लिए so people are going to spend nothing is going to happen see we have done from November we have increased rate 10% high don't compromise on rate we have increased 10% rate high people are going to do weddings never nobody is going to win so we think in a different way time this year also now also we are sitting at home but see we are doing something new we are trying to get business for our staff also see when the first day the lockdown came I called the municipal commissioner and said okay, we will start supplying of food parcel and we started food parcel supplying on 30 rupees so we are daily supplying 20,000 food packets to corporation which they are giving payment and other we are giving food packets to doctor also so for survival we have done this small things that we can survive our staff and small thing we are going to do matlab. But see nothing is going to be end still we are sitting at home but still I think in the I just said 21 days I have got still 10 inquiries about November December they are talking about the marriages. It's nothing like that. People are planning of the wedding. So
I think that is
negative.
Worldwide. In fact, that's a worldwide phenomenon. What you're talking about. All of us are talking about doom and gloom now, but people are planning their weddings. So they're planning the weddings in November, December, January.
Yeah, 100% planning. I was talking to daily new customers. They are calling me, daily talking with me. They are also confident that everything will be over by this 5 or 6 months.
Right. In fact, a lot of I see a lot of our participants have praised Mr. Somani and Mr. Pandey for the positive note they struck. Talking about that we should be positive, we should look ahead with positivity. And welcome, Mr. Dadu. Dadu Saab. He is, of course, another key figures behind IHE 2020. You'll see and hear more about from him in the days to come. Mr. Chaudhary, can you unmute? Yes, can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay, Mr. Chaudhary, I see a lot of business happening for your faucets. You're in the business of selling the specialty faucets. Especially when everyone's talking about washing hands, and we'll see a new hygiene sort of protocol being established in the country, where I think chefs and everyone, who's in the business will have to wash their hands, and not only once, maybe twice, thrice a day, So in that solution, the water consumption of hotels is bound to go up. And we're talking about water, which is a scarce resource anyway. Our Prime Minister sometime back had flagged how water will become the biggest challenge for our country in the years ahead. So, what is your solution? You have come up. Mr. Mehta just talked about people coming up with new solutions to problems. What is the solution you're offering? The technological solution you're offering?
Thank you so much for allowing me to speak, and I would want to wish all the panelists and welcome everybody. I see about 311 attendees. Welcome all of you. I would like to introduce myself first. Rajesh Chaudhary, heading India and subcontinent for T&S Brass. It's a 70-year-old company. We manufacture high-quality faucets for the food service industry. And ever since we started, our message has been sustainability, reliability, and now cost of ownership. So we don't have anything new to offer, but what we started 70 years ago stands good today. The whole world is talking about water conservation, and we started in 1947 in the USA when we invented our first pre-rinse unit. And the main theme or the main objective with what we offer, and we do a lot of efforts to communicate to people as well, is that the message of conserving water. Now, for example, I have something here to probably do a very, very small demo. Now, if you are an owner of a restaurant or a hotel, and you pass by your restaurant and you see a drop of water, you see the tap dripping one drop of water per second, you may not really look at it or take it to note. But if that drop of water was a coin like this and dropping, don't you think it will ring a bell in your ears? So this is what we have been talking about and preaching and practicing all these years. And we say, see, if there is one drop of leakage per second from your tap, it is 11,500 liters in a year. And imagine if 5 taps are leaking, it is 50,000 liters a year. And water costs money. And sometimes it is treated water. You have hot water, you use energy to heat that water. So all that costs money. So water costs are going up. And our Prime Minister is also emphasizing. We talk about, if you can wash your hands, you need to wash now that the world is talking about washing your hands. You need to wash your hands and quite often now. If you can wash your hands in just 2 liters instead of that 5 liters or 10 liters or 15 liters, you're saving a lot of money. In a day, maybe you could be saving hundreds of liters. So this is the philosophy of our company, and our products are designed in a way that, we can bring in the message, and people who use our products can really, vouch for our products and,
Yeah, in fact, we when we're talking about costs, everyone is in the business of now saving costs. And which brings me, Chef Manish, there is a question from one of the participants. They're saying, what is the percentage of your ingredients that you import into the country?
Almost 15 to 20% of ingredients, especially the cheeses and all these things.
Right.
And sometimes few meats we import from outside.
Do you see this business continuing, or do you, will have to cut costs? And
no, it's not the question of cutting the cost, but really we have to see more local in terms of other things also. That whatever we can substitute, which is coming from outside, if we can substitute from the local pool, that will be very, very helpful for us. It saves cost also, and while maintaining the quality. So definitely the world will go towards more local.
Right. I think that will be the new buzzword, really. People have been talking about going local, but now they will actually go local.
It will be not okay. I'm saying it will be not only to show it on a Facebook that you are using local, it will be for real, I think.
Right. Now, another question which, I think I wanted to ask you, like, you have, say, a 17-course degustation menu, and now you use a different piece of crockery for every dish that you do,
True.
So you end up using at least 17 to 19 pieces of crockery, or maybe more per meal, per person. Do you think this will continue, or will it be considered a luxury now?
I would say Indian accent is not old experience, and we will try that we continue giving that kind of an experience to everyone. And people don't only pay for what they are eating; people pay for what they are getting in complete experience. And definitely, I think we will continue with that kind of experience, because that experience is, and I'm sure these are just 4 or 5 months of testing time, and after that, people will come back and they want that kind of experience also.
It's like what Mr. Somani was saying, we have seen it in the case of India. All in all, he keeps coming back. We saw during the Kargil war how the sentiments were all low, and there was doom and gloom all over. But we came back. And Kargil war also was followed by the 9/11 attacks. Similarly, during the 26/11 attacks, the national mood was very low, but we came back.
Yes, we will come back, but
So,
we will be more responsible towards environment. We will be more responsible towards our backhand. We will be more responsible towards hygiene and everything. But we will come and celebrate.
I'd like to add to that. I'd like to add to that I think one of the most important things which any customer, any guest, whether it's to a hotel or whether it's a restaurant or catering, after this whole episode, will be wanting to see COVID-proof areas. So in that, I think the industry needs to get together to formulate what exactly do you mean by the word COVID-proof? How do you make your hygiene so good so that people feel safe and confident in the cutlery they're using, in the food they're eating, in the environment they're in? Now, these are standards which are yet to be set.
Right. I think FSSAI has to do a lot of work in this area.
Oh, FSSAI will take a long time. It's for the hotel industry. All of us need to get together and give in suggestions and actually learn from the government. And where there are a lot of these hotels, a lot of hotels recently have been taken over as quarantine centers. Now, when they've been taken over as quarantine centers, they are being taught each and everything about F&B. They're being taught each and everything about hygiene.
Absolutely.
So these are things, unless the industry catches up this, and then it becomes a unique thing. If I'm going to go to a restaurant, I know, and it's publicized that, look, this is safe, it's hygienic, I'll definitely go, wouldn't mind going there. And same way with the hotel.
Like what Mr. Khullar, what Sanjay Khullar was talking about, the Abu Dhabi model of, you walk into a restaurant or into a public place and you actually walk through a passage, a tunnel, which is a sanitizer tunnel.
That is fine as long as you're entering. We're talking about once you have entered, what kind of food you're getting. How is the crockery? How is the cutlery? Because coronavirus is something which spreads from person to person. It can also you keep social distancing, but how do you know whether the plates and the crockery and the cutlery and the food is safe?
Exactly.
So that is the confidence level which you have to give to everybody.
Right. So, Mr. Khullar, I'll come to Mr. Mehta. I'll come to you. I'll just ask Mr. Khullar 2 minutes. Someone asked a question about the banqueting industry. One of the, do you think, the banqueting spaces that you have now, do you think you can put it to other uses also?
Yes, I had made a suggestion in that regard.
Okay.
I have made a suggestion in that regard that you should try and, if you have 4 banquet halls, large banquet halls, utilize them in some manner or the other for co-working spaces. Co-working spaces is also possible. Try and use it as a co-working space. Give it out to, people like us. We are always looking for a mini hotel mart. Give us 20 people, give 20 of our members 300 square feet space in a non-compete environment. We'll be happy to sit in any of your hotels and, maybe have a much better address and much better accessibility for our customers. Right. So there are ways and means, which is not necessarily just the customers from the banquets and everything, but You go in for co-working areas. Any other way in which, as I said, get revenue from any source.
Sanjay ji, bolliye.
What I was saying, so there's a very new company called Stack-U. What they're working on and working with Zomato and Swiggy, they're saying when you order a food from Zomato or Swiggy, you will be able to see the live kitchen of the restaurant.
Yes.
They're working on this technology, which is going to be amazing. You know, if I'm ordering a food from any restaurant and they're delivering, so at that time, I will be able to see their kitchen. So today, he's exactly said the back end, the back areas. See, for the restaurant, it's very easy to do all this centralized, sanitized, high-end, hassle-free kitchens. But today, the most important is the certification, the FSSI, the HACCP certifications, which a catering industry needs to learn a lot, Suresh, because what happens with us, we take the food for 1,000 people in our trucks, we go to the venues, the venue is not been planned that well for the back end, the front end is very, very nice and very, very beautiful, but when you go back to their back area, sometimes it's horrified. You know, this is what we need to do this year. We need to tell everyone the back end, the back kitchen, the sanitized system, the garbage system, the logistics system. Here we need to put our focus so guest is satisfied. We should be able to say, this is my kitchen, that's the way my truck goes, this is the temperature control, this is the way the unload is done, that's the way we do the buffet. I think that will get the fear out from the customer. And he's exactly said, 6 months people will forget. But we need to improve and need to focus on back areas. If you go to one of the parties where the halwai or any catering company is doing, mark my words, when you go to the back area, sometimes you don't feel like eating the food. Please understand, I'm sorry. But right now, we need to focus on that. This is the time that we have got. We have time, 2 months, 3 months. We are working on it, how we make it better, how we make our customer better and fear out from it. Then we are back in 6 months, exactly. But this has to get out. So I think this is what we all have to work, and we are working. I also thank the Catering Association, Varun Tulli, Puneet Sikand, and Varinder Handa. They've been serving more than 15-20,000 meals a day with NGOs for all the poor people, which is very, very nice. Thank you so much. And we have in this time,
Puneet Sikand is in the audience. Puneet Sikand, I saw he's in the audience. You know, he's listening to us most probably. You know, sir.
Absolutely. So I'm saying this is what we are looking for now. So the Catering Association has got together after 20 years. And now we are sitting, talking how to work together, how to make sure that everybody's on the same page like IMA. IMA is a organized event organization, but the catering was never. But now with this COVID-19, we are all talking, we are all chatting, we are all joking. I think it's becoming much better. Something good is coming out from this, which is great. And we are going to come back soon and get the economy in place. Thank you everybody to be a part of this and supporting each other.
I think Mr. Kulwar is right. I think. I think the point is very necessary. Nowadays, the backward is very, very bad. Basically, you see the unorganized catering industry is a very unorganized industry, and many caterers doesn't take care of the back end. So it is a very necessary nowadays to take care of the back end.
So as an industry, you should be setting standards.
Suresh, I'd just like to, add a couple of things. A lot of our vendors are also wondering, from our association side and on the other side of the fence, which is not the hotel side, but from the vendor side. What are they going to do from tomorrow? Because there's no business coming, as you're seeing. We're not expecting to get much business from the hotel hospitality industry, as everybody just said. It'll take 6 to 8 months before any capital purchases come. So my advice to my fellow members of my association and other manufacturers is that you've now got to also you got to reboot yourself. You can't just stick to supplying the hotel industry, because you're not going to get the business from the hotel industry. You got to survive tomorrow also. So you got to see within your own product lines how you can innovate, how you can add up new lines which are wanted. I've seen a lot of people now making sanitizers, a couple of uniform guys making PPEs, masks, gloves. And, you know, these are the things which we need to now get out of our range. And if you remember, one of the things which I mentioned was that we can do a lot of medical equipments, supplies to hospitals and other places, whether it's furniture or equipments, from which our kitchen manufacturers who do the stainless steel work, can modify by retooling. Now, we have asked for the government also to give us some support to retool. And, you know, I was hearing this governor of New York, he was telling people that, look, we are ready to help you retool. Come up and change it. Don't shut your industries. We are here to give you so much of business. How many, just you know, so basically you need to reboot. Yes. Think what are new products you can come up with. And whether you're trading, you look at what products are available in trading. But keep the ball running. The hotel industry will take its own time.
Right. Yes. I come to Mr. Mehta because he represents the hotel industry here. Can you hear me, Mr. Mehta? Unmute. Yeah, unmute yourself. Yeah. Now, yeah, you know, can you, like Mr. Pandey just talked about, you know, how vendors have to reboot, you know? Do you feel even purchase managers have to reboot in the new environment?
Certainly, yes. Ms. Saurabh, we have no option. I told you, we are the sandwich in between both. See, management will say, we don't want any budget to be spent. You please bring alternative to us to bring the cost down. Vendor, we have long assumed with all the vendors. That's what I was telling in the first instance when I started my conversation, that we need to look for alternative cost-effective products, which is only if coming 1 year, 1.5 years, we have sustained. The way Mr.
Sir, you know, here I would like to, because someone has raised this question, you know, there are a lot of startups which are now in the business, you know. A lot of them are producing alternatives as you're talking about. You
see, when I was started
doing to get them into the business, you know.
Yes, that's a very good time for them. I must tell you, it's a good time for all the new starter to come up. All will welcome them with, you know, open heart, because we also looking for alternative. I told you, I just want to add to all of you also, as I've discussed yesterday with all my colleagues, we had a long discussion. We are soon, as soon as this COVID-19 just become a bit normal, we'll definitely inviting all our prominent and efficient suppliers to come out, and we'll definitely have a 2-3 hour session in Delhi where we will look out a better way to find out the problem solution for all this coming out. Because the way Mr. Somani was saying that people will forget 6 months, I agree with Mr. Somani, but the other way around is that things will not come out so easily, you know, because in India, we have a lot of plantage from Europe, America and all that, which gives us good money to us. They are not going to come so easily to another year or so. Sustaining the business for a year with the 500, 600 employees is not that easy for any hotel.
Right.
Indian travel will increase, but not to that extent. So I feel we need to definitely look out of the box, something very different, in a different way to sustain the industry.
I think Mr. Pandey gave 3 interesting suggestions. You know, one is to convert some of your banqueting spaces into co-working meeting spaces.
I tell you, all these buildings, I think some of them are not from NCR here. You see, NCR, half the buildings are already emptied. They are already the way we are looking for the opportunities for the business. Similarly, they are also looking. So the hotel converting into co-working is not that easy compared to a Noida or a Gurgaon building, because their infrastructure is not that high.
But then you see, you have a much greater advantage, because you can offer one thing in a hotel. You have to make your hotel in any case is going to be COVID proof. People are going to feel safe coming to your hotels. I mean, I'd rather work in a safe co-working environment, because if I go to WeWorks and other places for my offices, I may not be very comfortable with the hygiene there. But definitely in the hotels, it will be there.
Mr. Pandey, here I definitely agree with you, but understand, whenever you start doing anything, it will again add to cost. When it add to the cost, certainly it will be recovered from the client only. See, this is what I'm saying. It has to be, this is the only time come, we should all look for our small industry people or those who have not got the opportunity. The way the chef Manish was saying, the cheeses, you know, we have a lot of good local supply in different part of India who makes very good quality of cheese. So
Uttarakhand, Nilgiris, you know?
Yes, at this time I am sitting in Dehradun in Uttarakhand. Yes, we have a lot of people. I am talking to you from Dehradun only. I am in this time in Dehradun. So a lot of things are there, like growing the local vegetables, which you would import, that lot many things, you know, the way Chef Manish was saying, cheeses will go, other things will go, that's right. This is the only time.
You know, I see another.
Our industry, I said, become independent, India will grow. I must tell you.
Absolutely.
We should not depend upon.
I see there is a big opportunity for Indian F&B industry here. You know?
Yes.
Especially startups.
Certainly, yes. Certainly, I must say, it's not that our quality is not that good. Only things our big chefs, big hotels, big caterers need to handhold our small suppliers. Will definitely become a big competitor for China. China also grows like this. Why can't we grow like this? So this is what I'm saying. We all need, and this is a good opportunity for us. I must say, this is a good opportunity for all of us to support small people, because any organization will support now. Because as a purchaser, I have to reduce my cost. That is so sure. I'm only getting the feeler from my owners. Please start reducing the cost. Look for alternatives. Sitting at home, start looking for alternatives. We are coming in the PPI website soon. We will ask all the people another week's time to suggest. All the vendors will be asked to register there and suggest the alternative products there, which will go to 400 purchasers, which are all senior level purchasers who are decision makers in the industry. So there we are starting the platform to assist all vendors as well. So,
I think this is something remarkable what you're doing. You know,
that's another week or 10 days time. It will be there, and we will.
So someone was asking, are you putting up this material on a website? How are you doing it?
Yes, no. What we are doing is everybody will be ppf.in is a website name where we will
ppf.in. Yeah.
Yes, we are just doing all these things. Within 2-3 days, it will be live completely with the new changes. The person is working on it. So then ourselves will send the WhatsApp message to all the 3,000 people. Please register there. Suggest your small products there, because 400 buyers are in that. There all are decision makers buyers. They are not the junior rank guys in that website or members of the forum. They are all decision makers. So new products, it will definitely be there, and then we can take. I think Daduji also knows very well. We've been to Daduji's factory. We request Daduji also as well to suggest something alternative for all of us. Same way, Manisha suggest, look for this thing. So I think whenever these things come, the data will be circulated to all the people, and all purchasers will have ready access to what new products are there.
I think there should be a real-time exchange of information between vendors and purchasers.
Through that website will be there, as I mentioned earlier. As soon as situation become bit normal, we'll definitely going to call 70-80 big industry vendors, suppliers, and we'll having a small some seminar where we can come across and discuss the way forward and the cost effective measures which we can take the industry as a whole.
Right. Fantastic.
Suresh, just one moment.
Yeah.
Our chairman of our Archery Association, Mr. Rajendra Mittal, would like to put in some words. Can we got onto the line? You just sent the message across.
Okay. Tushar, is it possible?
Mittal ji ko agar line pe la sakte hain aap ji?
He's online.
He's online.
Good. So if you can get Mittal ji wanted to say something, because he's one of the largest importers.
Yeah.
Ji Rajendra ji ko namaskar.
Mittal ji.
Can I say something?
Yeah, but I can't see you, sir.
Tushar, video chalu kijiye.
Now I can see you, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I was hearing actually. Good afternoon to everybody. I was hearing everybody's view, and I'm agree with some of the view, like repairing of the capital goods. Our company, Mittal International, is capable of repairing the most of the important capital goods, and also we can offer most economical equipment in case of a failure of some of the equipment. And we have few more things to tell, that our association has got lot of members with, they have capability to help our customer, like hotel, restaurant, caterers, everybody, to give a very good product. And with all the after sales support. So
yes, Mr. Mittal, I think what I can gather, being a lay observer, is that Archie and PPFI should work together. I'm sure you must be working together.
Of course, of course.
Definitely, we are working together.
Yeah, and there is, a lot of synergies will develop. Yeah.
As Mr. Mittal says,
all the associations
a lot of these
work
equipment which are not going to be bought now, a lot of that can be repaired. And that will help a lot.
And that's what Mr. Mittal, that's a very important point he made. That
very important.
I think increasingly you'll have to either find local substitutes for the material you've been using,
yes,
or just go for repairs and the holding operations.
There are certain smaller capital goods which can be repaired or be replaced with the most economical product from from China, which we are stocking, not ordering. We have a lot of stock, and 20% of our stock is spare parts, and we have got 35 people team all over India to repair the material, capital goods to all our clients, that is hotel, restaurant, quick service restaurant, and caterers.
Okay, sir. Time is running out. Mr. Chaudhary,
yes,
you spoke a long time back. You're waiting very patiently.
I would like to say here, 1 second. A lot of international participants here. I see Jeff Sean from Korea and a few people from Dubai. So Jeff Sean has made a few remarkable comments here. I would like to acknowledge some of their inputs.
Yeah, can you flag them and talk about them in case you want to?
No, I think he's made general comments, and if you
okay,
but I will take your question now. Just wanted to say that. The
question is that we generally, whenever we talk about saving costs, we always talk about HLP, heat, light, and power. We never talk about water. And water charged at commercial rates is expensive. Also, water is a scarce resource. So can you, sensitize hotels and restaurants a little more about water, and banquet halls too?
Excellent. So something that TNS has been doing for the past 10-15 years is called a water audit. We do a free water audit at premises. Last water audit I did just before the COVID started was at Trivandrum in a government organization, if I can name them. But I would say that something that we do is free. We don't charge. We come into any organization or setup who want to get a water audit done. Here we have devices. We go with these devices and check the flow rates of each and every tap. So by that we are able to generate a report and say that this is a faucet. It's a wrong product at this location. You don't need that kind of flow rate. Say for example, to fill a pot, you will need a high flow rate. But to wash hands, you just need 3 or 4 liters. Why do you need a 20 liter per minute faucet? So you could save a lot of water there. We make a recommendation, we make suggestions, but we don't want to sell there. We want to tell you that, this is what we can do for you. We can help you identify the areas where you can save water. So water is going to be a very scarce resource. Now let's understand the fact that drinkable water is just 1% or 2% of the whole world water available. So we need to conserve that resource. And any water that comes to our, through our taps is treated water. So we just can't waste that water. So hotels, restaurants, any, catering organizations, they can save thousands and thousands of liters of water by just few techniques like aerators. They can just fix aerators. They could use, low flow technology faucets. We have sensor faucets, that, save a lot of water. So we can offer quite a few solutions to people, but I'm approachable. You can approach me. Anybody can just call me and we can come and do a water audit. I have a team. We do water audits.
I think this idea of water audit is very important. I'm sure people like Mr. Mehta and all would welcome anything to reduce costs.
It should be made mandatory, I think.
Sareshji, one question which is coming up quite repeatedly in the question and answer area is a vital question for us vendors. हमारी पेमेंट का क्या होएगा सर? lot of people are saying कि हमारी payments का क्या होएगा, delay होएगी, आप लोगों के पास भी पैसे कम हैं, what do we do? So can the hotel side of this conference kindly advise us on how, and specifically Asim ji can guide us from what the hotels are planning on this.
Yeah, that's right. Asim ji, जरा unmute कीजिए, unmute कीजिए.
Yeah, sorry. I'm saying my answer to your Pandiji, one simple reply. If you earn, you will be able to pay. But any good management will never like to hold the payment of any vendor. Definitely, this will scattered over a period of time. You know, like specifically Pandiji, what products you deal. Anybody will say, okay, you have done 1 lakh rupees, take 50, 25, 25 lakh. Unless you generate the fund, unless hotel generate the fund, how they are going to pay you, very frankly say. That's what I'm saying. Capital goods will be big hit because nobody is going to going to buy capital goods so easily. So definitely payments may not be that you will not get the payment. Definitely management will not have the fund because guests are not there, income is not there. Everybody must have taken some bank loans and all that. Interest is very heavy. So definitely payments will go a bit ahead. Earlier you used to get it 25 days. Now you will get in 35 days, 45 days. It's not that you will not get your payment. Everybody will get the payment. I'm quite sure. Any good management.
Pandit ji, you'll have to keep a buffer of 45 to 60 days.
Sir, even we need to pay our rents, ना? हमारे लोगों को भी तो rent देना है. हमने भी तो अपने तनख्वाह देनी है. अगर हमें 6 होटल इकट्ठे हो गए तो हमारी तो payment है. अभी Anil was talking the other day. Payment के बिना how is one going to work? Our suppliers will get hit.
Management will have only 2 options. Number 1, to defer the product, which I am quite sure 70% of companies will do like this, to defer the capital purchase, I told earlier.
Even that capital purchases. So talk about even OPEX purchases, what you do on a regular basis.
Also, what Mr. Mittal said, people will follow that thing by repair karo, get it, the things repaired, rather than buying a new one. So that module will also definitely work at this stage. After 6 months or 1 year, you can say, every organization where instead of buying a new one, let us repair, let's do the polishing, do the same thing. Third thing, the thing that will come up will be that look for a cost-effective product. I'm telling you, this will be a big way is going to look for cost-effective product, which is the only solution. Like the plate which Mr. Dadu will make. Today we are buying a plate which is 400 rupees. We'll certainly go look for 150 rupees per day, 130 rupees plate. Something like this will come up, which will be both way. It is good. Number 1, it is good for India because a new product will develop. It may be, which is second thing, a new vendor, which is small time guy, will be given a good chance to come up. Third thing, a bigger vendor will also see, understand, and innovate in a way that he has not even thought as of till today. So all these things in mind, this is definitely a time for all of us, a tough time as well as a time where we are going to grow up. I'm telling you. I don't know whether after 1 year, 2 years, when we do again this discussion, that we realize, oh yeah, with COVID has changed a lot of good thinking and new things has come in the world.
Asim ji, what is the position with the new projects which are already underway? Aadhe ban gaye hain, khatam hona hai. We will be as a vendor looking for business from there. Will our payments be hit there also?
I feel yes, because the two problems to see. Number 1, see, the labor has all gone back to their villages. It will take 3-4 months to bring them back to the respective cities. You must have seen that all laborers are walking. It's not happened only in Delhi, NCR or Noida area. It has happened throughout India. So a labor will come back after some time. So all projects will definitely get delayed for some time or other. Second thing, every management will, instead of putting the money, like to see, let's see, defer for some time, defer for some time, because they have to take money from the banks. Bank interests are very heavy, which you all are aware. So nobody will like to do so fast. As soon as economy, they will foresee that another 6 months economy or 8 months, the economy will come back. People start doing the fast. Okay. So it's not only one thing. It is a number of factors which has built up like this, which is hitting us all badly.
Okay, I think we are in very interesting discussion. So, I wasn't interjecting, but I think somewhere we have to, bring it to a close. I was wondering, Mr. Dadu, why don't you give the final words, and with those we can wrap up the session. This most interesting webinar, I think.
All thanks to you, sir.
Thank you, thank you.
सर सबसे पहले तो मैं अपने सभी पैनलिस्ट का, सबका, जितने हमारे व्यूअर्स हैं, ऑडियंस हैं, सबका धन्यवाद करता हूं। सबने बड़े ध्यान से, धैर्य से सारे डिस्कशन को सुना और समझा। और मुझे मिस्टर समानी की ये बात बहुत अच्छी लगी, जैसे मैं सोचता हूं और पहले भी कहा कि ये जो परेशानियां हैं ये आई हैं, थोड़े दिन के लिए रहेंगी, महीने 2 महीने के बाद सब चीज नॉर्मल होने लगेंगी, हम अपने अपने काम में पहले की तरह लग जाएंगे जैसे कि करते थे। और होपफुली एक दूसरे का साथ देंगे, पूरी इंडस्ट्री एक दूसरे के साथ खड़ी होगी, तो कोई ऐसा कारण नहीं दिखाई दे रहा मुझे कि फ्यूचर में हम लोग अपने को सर्वाइव ना कर सकें। परेशानियां सबके साथ आएंगी, जो जितना बड़ा काम कर रहा है उतनी ज्यादा परेशानियां आएंगी, लेकिन एक दूसरे को समझना होगा। होटल जैसे की बात करने पेमेंट्स की, पेमेंट्स के हिसाब से हो जाए, वेंडर अपनी सप्लाई अपने हिसाब से कर दें। सबके साथ समस्या है, लेबर की समस्या भी आएगी, जैसे कहा गया कि भाई लेबर थोड़ा कहाँ चली गई है, थोड़ा लोग लेट आएंगे, सारे प्रोजेक्ट लेट होंगे। लेकिन मैं समझता हूँ कि हम लोग जून के एंड तक आते आते सब चीज नॉर्मल कर लेंगे। और हमारे प्रधानमंत्री कोरोना वायरस से लड़ने के लिए सारे प्रोग्राम में लगे हुए हैं, पूरी कंट्री एक साथ खड़ी है और सारी लड़ाइयों को हम लोग जीत लेंगे, मेरा ऐसा कहना है। धन्यवाद साहब
जी। आई थिंक वी शुड वर्क इन द स्पिरिट ऑफ सबके साथ सबका विकास। तो हम सब एक साथ काम करके एक साथ हमें सॉल्यूशंस लाने पड़ेंगे।
Sorry, there are about 71 questions, and if the questions can be circulated amongst the panelists, people may want to later on maybe.
There is a back-end team, I'm part of that also. We will collect the questions, and we will try to answer them on the basis of the discussions which took place. In case some cannot be answered on the basis of the discussions which took place, I will get back to you, or someone from our team will get back to you. I'll ask you for your answers.
And a lot of valuable comments by all
this
amazing.
And the quality of attendance is so high. Absolutely. Such good panelists. I wish we could all over
various
the world.
Parts of the world, and really it's a wonderful webinar. I think we should continue doing it.
Three people who are working behind the scenes: Niranjan Kumar Singh, Tushar Gupta, and Radhika Arora. They really have put this together, and they made sure that the participation is very good, of a very high quality. And we must also thank people like you got a lot of people on board, Rajesh, and Mrs. Khullar got a lot of people on board. So we need the participation of all the panelists, to get more and more quality people on board. Chef Manish Malhotra, please spread the word in your community that these webinars are useful. They give us multi-sectoral perspectives. Normally we have either seminars of chefs or housekeepers, but this is a multi-sectoral dialogue, within the sector.
And the good thing is everybody's coming together. It is amazing that, the industry is coming together with one message, and we all are, equally concerned about everything.
And the fact that we all are talking and we all are coming together with solutions, it's a very good thing. I mean, the number of comments and questions, are going to take us some time. I mean, I can rest assured today and tomorrow are going to be spent entirely on this, So,
and IHE 2020 should happen. We all are looking forward to that.
Under the leadership,
we all can come together. And I hope Rakesh,
two of the gentlemen are here, Mr. Khullar, Mr. Dadu. One missing is Mr. Rakesh Kumar.
Mittal is also there.
And Mr. Mittal is there.
I think we should make it happen.
Will happen, Rajesh. We will make sure it happens.
Thank you, Mr. Dadu. We are ready to participate.
सर मैं IHE के लिए बोलना चाहूँगा कि ईश्वर ने चाहा अगर 1 महीने तक हमारी 15 मई तक हमारी प्रॉब्लम कोरोना वायरस की सॉल्व हो जाती है कंट्री में, तो IHE हमारे एक बहुत बड़ा प्लेटफॉर्म होगा सारी इंडस्ट्री को एक साथ लाकर खड़ा करने। होपफुली हम लोग शो को करेंगे, बहुत अच्छे से करेंगे, सारी इंडस्ट्री साथ होकर शो को करेंगे।
हम लोग चाहते हैं
कि Somali ji has already set the tone for IHE 2020. This too shall pass. What we are seeing will get over. It will become we'll forget it by the time it's August, and we'll be on to bigger and better things. So thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Pandey. Thank you, Mr. Mittal.
Sorry, Ji, I hope you have seen how many people appreciate your moderation. You've done a wonderful job. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. With
so
friends
much.
like you, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Our next webinar, by the way, our next webinar will be held soon. We'll be announcing the date either today or tomorrow. Most probably it will be on Friday. So, please look out for the date.
Okay.
And please participate.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Bye.
God bless.